it's going to be a very close match. I don't see Mindfreak just, falling over and letting this one happen the other way. But it is game time, not jam time. Screw jam time. We don't like that. We like action. And Nuke is going to provide a little bit of that, Jordan.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. We'll see whether or not it does. But it's going to be Mindfreak to start off on the CT side. Dexter and Tux taking those dualies away. It'll probably be the focal point for this pistol round. Not a whole lot of nuance to it by the looks of things for KZG. Just a full set of armor across the board. So no util to play with here. And they're just going to have to try the old-fashioned Glock train into ramp room, which already off to a pretty okay start. And lots of nice space being taken. And no heads popped off. So that's a win for KZG.
See if they can get through double doors. Yep, certainly can. Julie's in the hands of Texter, don't get anything done, but Tux has another pair. And 2 guns are better than 1, and this time there was 3. So very unfortunate that Tux has gone down there. Spacey not too great with Flash. Ricky unable to deal with the double doors crossfire. And this is looking like it's all over. Whoa, beautiful round out of KZG.
Yeah, and DPR, player to watch. Off you go. 4 kills on the pistol round. That's how you'd want to be starting the series. Again, especially considering, we had some questions, some reservations, some negative things to say about KZG after the weekend coming into tonight's match. That's a really, really decisive pistol, but I think it's something that Mindfreak are going to be able to shake off, right? You lose that ramp control, Glock train, sort of one thing leads to another. Pistols up in close range, blocks and all that jazz. So, yeah, just sort of take it as it is and build upon it. Maybe in the next couple of rounds, Mindfreak. Maybe not this one. Just the USPs. Not really too much to say here. Mindfreak, but if they could potentially take a gun away from KZG, cause a bit of economic damage, that would be nice. Doesn't really look like that's going to be happening until Zuko goes down. Oh, okay. Hang on a second. Passy's dropped as well. That's pretty good from Gump.
Can't complain about it. Let's see if he can get maybe one more. I think Estate could go down in 1 bullet if Gump can find another headshot. But if he wants to try and snag away one of these AKs, it's going to be done difficultly. DPR over at Africa. Just looking to cut him off and keep eyes on the juicy, juicy rewards. Gump, though, might have found himself a timing. DPR does clear it. And that's going to be KZG getting through with 2.
Yeah. All right. I mean, not the end of the world for KZG. Couple of Mac 10s lost. No biggie. It's going to be the full rifle setup from Mindfreak. Still lacking a bit on the economic side of things, so no defuse kit. Ricky and Texter having to go without head armor as well. Could come into play. There's still a little involved for KZG. The first bite of the cherry really for Mindfreak here. KG going to take it a little bit slower this time around.
All eyes on a little hut pop here. Util tossed across to Tuck so we can re-smoke the door. In comes the upper pop utility. Good position from Gump. Isn't going to be blinded. Was ready for all that. And it looks like it is just going to be 5 out hut. And Gump finding almost all of them, except it's Pain to snatch them away from behind.
Yeah, you thought. I thought as well. To be fair, I thought he'd gotten 4 there, but yeah, nicely done from Pain. Obviously, great start from Gump as well. Nice clean couple of kills from the top of hut. And honestly, a really solid looking first gun round from Mindfreak, which kind of puts KZG back down a peg. It was a pretty fun start there for KZG. But we have to go back to the drawing board, and that will be full force buy into round number 4. Did have enough to buy a couple of AKs, Tech 9, Deagle, bit of util, so some pick potential in this round for KZG, but that feels as though it's going to have to be where they will win or lose this round, and so far, not quite so good as Gump is dealing with the hut creep.
Ooh. Zuko. Graffiti spotted. Texter able to find some damage on the Hassie. Scout retrieved. Let's see if Zuko can slide a bullet somewhere. Kane. Oh, okay. Gets done around the corner. Zuko, nice little bit of movement to enable that pick and find himself the AK.
Yeah, it's a big pickup. Estate doesn't last very long either. Gump is definitely dictating things at the moment. 6 and 2. He's kind of taken everything that Mindfreak is getting. Tux and Ricky especially thinking, come on, man. We want to have a go. Texter will get his turn, and that's an easy kill onto Zuko, which will leave DPR, who had a lot of success in the pistol round. But since then, it has gone a little bit quieter for KZG. 20 seconds left on the clock. Pretty unwinnable round for him, so it looks like he'll just elect to take the AK through to the next round, play the hero AK out, and see if he can get anything done for KCG next time around.
Counter-terrorists win.
Gave it a crack. Didn't work. Mindfreak, though, tying up the odds. 2 rounds each here. Nice and early on Nuke. And starting to get a bit of momentum. Gump going above and beyond at the moment. 6 and 2. Doing a lot of the heavy lifting for the team. Payne going to be able to get that AWP online. Let's see what he's going to be able to do with it, because he is feeling sharp with that M4. At least was a couple of rounds ago. And KZG, they are looking juicy. They are looking ready for the taking. Except DPR is going to be doing a bit of that taking himself with the AK in hand. The hero buy works out for the first pick, but let's see how much more they can find.
That's what you need to be doing when you're taking that AK through as the hero AK player. That's just what actually makes that save worth it. Almost able to slide through another one there onto Gump. He's going to draw out the reaction from Tux, who has a lot to worry about. Needs to be very careful he doesn't overpeak, give up that angle to DPR. In the end, the nades are going to be more than enough to deal with that. We do have Estate creeping around on the ramp room, and Zuko's been able to walk out on A, but bomb's been lost for KCG, so you wouldn't think a lot will come from this, though. See what the timing looks like here for Estate in particular. Gum's kind of having a bit of a look. Don't know if he spotted him, though. He's got a bit of a spider sense tingling, but I think Estate has actually gotten past him unknowingly. Is there a little bit of a world where he could maybe sneak around and get into hell, into ladder base? Oh, timing certainly would allow him to, but now he's been seen, so that should be pretty much that. Another one for Mindfreak, and without too much of a loss, so good effort from KZG, but Mindfreak so far looking pretty solid on this CT side.
Off to the races. I'm liking what I'm seeing from KZG, though. The hero by finding themselves some opportunities. It's not looking like it is a lost cause. It's still very early in the game. And DPR, if he keeps shooting this good, then Mindfreak could be in trouble. Unless Payne is going to be able to do him like that out in the open there. Spot some extra info with that drop from Hassie onto the top of Annex. I have to call this main now, Jordan. It's so weird.
Yeah, no, just call it Annex, mate. Stay true to your roots. Don't tell me you started saying porch instead of diggity.
Ugh. I don't know about that one.
I feel like diggity you can get away with, but the one that I think wigs out people who are not from Oceania is Megaton. No one uses Megaton.
Yeah, no one does. I've been trying to just call it ramp. Like, blanket statement ramp. The one for me is whenever there's vertigo, they call lane gap. Like that whole area gap. And I was like, what about like this elbow part? Like that's still gap. And I'm like, how the hell is that still gap? The gap's at the top of the scaffold.
I mean, you're not
You're
wrong.
all weird. Sorry to any Europeans watching. I feel like I can get away with it right now, but look, maybe not.
There might be one or two. Wait, Payne. I don't know if he did spot DPR there, but Texas are certainly prepared for those two peaks, and this is going quite swimmingly indeed for Mindfreak. From a 0-2 deficit, they have really built up quite a substantial amount of cash, and 4 rounds in a row. What time is it over there right now?
Like 10 past 11.
Oh, okay.
12 past
Perfect
11.
time for some Counter-Strike, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. I've just been on the European DJing hours, so kind of on like an NA schedule-ish. But I'm trying to fix that, you know. That's also why I haven't been going to the beach, because when I've been waking up, it's like the middle of the day, Jordan. It is way too hot to want to go outside here. It's like 30 every day. And with the humidity...
Time to go to the beach.
Yeah, but with the humidity and the lack of airflow, sometimes that just hits diff when you're moving outside. Speaking of moving, KCG are doing that, getting right through the halls, finding themselves an AK. Won't take vent control though. Estate looking straight for lower. Payne going to be able to get a leg. That's somehow gone through the concrete or something. Hassie, lucky to be alive. And we got full priority of the B site for KCG. They just want to get that bomb down, but Gump, I thought he found himself a timing. DPR, head on the swivel. Going to be able to stop that flank from happening. And now we've got a man advantage. Mindfreak might even just think about saving if they can't find a pick shortly.
Tux is about to find 1 or 2, but he gets more than he bargained for. Ricky will swing for the trade. It's not really what they would have liked. It does look like Payne wants to kind of go for this. I don't know if that smoke's quite deep enough to cover the bomb. It's not. And so Payne will be in real trouble here. He's going to close the door and just sit the defuse. That's not going to work. Hassie swings for it, and KZG come away with a very cheeky round. That is not really what Mindfreak were looking for, especially considering it's been looking really, really clean from them on this CT side. I think they'll be very disappointed to kind of let it go that way. And what's interesting as well is that's now been followed by a double-up investment here from Mindfreak. So Ricky's gone straight into that secondary orb. They are really putting all their eggs into this basket, which is an interesting choice considering how clean it was looking with the full rifles.
What do we got here? No pick through the door. DPR taking a chunk of damage. And we got the double AWP set up. Ricky back on the stick himself, thinking it's the better option. Payne is in a nice position to at least find a refrag here. Missed opportunity. Ooh, this could be going wrong real quick with utility. Just try to flash Payne off the line. But he will not be able to escape. In the meanwhile, Tux had managed to find another pick, putting his head in through Hut. They seem to be aware that he's still on this position. Two-man peak gets ripped apart. Ricky right beside him there in Hut. A risky maneuver, but it's worked out.
Zuko creeping and crawling down to unders is going to run into Texter. It's not a favorable aim duel there for Zuko, but gets away with his life and is now into the vent, so can actually go anywhere from here. If he wanted to go back up to A, that's where the bomb is with DPR, but I don't know if he gets away with that though. Ricky,
oh, he sees him. Ricky won't see him.
You
it's
can't. Okay. Well,
unlucky.
I don't know if that was calculated from Ricky or not, but it works out. What's the play there? Do you just start shooting on the ladder and then jump off? Or do you jump off and then start shooting?
It's an odd one. I feel like you could have, like, he doesn't know where the scope ends and what Ricky can and can't see there. So, you know, going off quickly is what I would do. So it's hard to really think about it. You know, the extra movement speed makes you more unhittable. Ricky just did a great job, I think. Either way, up pop time, and it has not gone well, KZG. The flashes were good, but the follow-up, unfortunately, leaves DPR in a 1v5.
It does. Not a very good-looking one. Not that there really are many, to be fair. Yeah, that round's kind of just over, unfortunately. And it's kind of feeling, honestly, to me, like, eye test-wise, maybe this is a bit of a mismatch on Nuke right now. Mindfreak are looking really, really quite comfortable. Doesn't really seem to matter what KCG are throwing at them. Obviously, they've tried that faster A hit. They've been working outer a little bit. They've tried going down to B. Yes, they had some success with the pistol round, but that's not something that you're really going to replicate all that often. And pretty much every gun round has gone the way of Mindfreak, and comfortably so. So that's just indicating to me that Mindfreak have a bit of a better grasp, at least of this first half. Obviously, that may change if KZ, when they're on the CT side, do they feel a little bit more comfortable there? Mindfreak maybe fall off a little bit, but the indications at the moment are that Mindfreak are very comfortable on Nuke, and that would be in line with what we expect from this team.
Mindfreak going to be pumping up that economy if they keep all four alive here. We've seen a fair few teams internationally start embracing the double AWP again. It has seen some more success in recent history. You know, when you think in CS2, my brain still says the AWP is bad because it was kind of bad for the better part of the first half of Counter-Strike 2. But it seems to be making a resurgence. Everyone feeling like, you know, some more aggressive AWPing is less punishing than the passive AWPing trying to hold lines. And even then, you know, you can see that, you know, Ricky's got a lot of experience even if he was the primary AWPer here. So there's definitely an opportunity for Mindfreak to find a lot of value out of both these AWPs, as long as they can keep them alive.
Well, maybe try something a little bit different here again for KZG. They've got the wall of smoke set up on outer, giving Zuko a little bit of room to work there and see if he can find something with the Deagle. Not really too much presence being shown on outer from Mindfreak. Happy with the double setup that they've got in secret. Almost kind of hoping that KCG are going to go down through secret. But if this ends up being an annex split onto the A site, actually not a bad call from KCG in that case. Instead, doesn't look like they're going secret.
It's just the perfect setup for Mindfreak. Let's see if it can hold.
Well, Zuko leading the charge. Going to get the info there. Come. Not quite going to be able to land too much, but luckily Payne is there for a couple now with that second shot being connected. Not expecting the player to have already crossed. That's nice from a state. Maybe a little overzealous from Payne. So we are back to the 3-on-3, and I think when you have that kind of a setup as Mindfreak, you're probably hoping that it's going to be a little bit of a cleaner hold than what that ended up being, because this round is now very much in the balance.
Tucks in the open. Good spacing from Samix to pick that one up, but not expecting that next man still here. Samix is going to be able to go for the drop with the bomb. And Texter's going to try to beat him down here. He won't quite get to Mega in time. Good nade to soften him up. And even if the bomb plant goes down, Texter should have this. He will. Nice little headshot to follow up. And is Ricky going to go back and grab that AWP? He will. So at least one AWP's going to be carried across to the next round.
Bomb plan is nice for KZG, I guess. It's keeping the money looking pretty stable there on the T side, but they're really struggling to find these rounds. I mean, some of them have been competitive enough. Like, not that this hasn't been a complete blowout, it hasn't been a complete snooze fest, but
yeah,
scoreline is 7-3, and Mindfreak are getting through it pretty nicely. So I don't know how many legs we've got here on Nuke. That's my gut feeling at the moment. Prepared to be proven wrong by KCG, but I got to imagine that at this point now, sort of 10, 11 rounds deep into the half, they are starting to run empty at what to do, because really Bin Molotov hasn't quite spread. So Samux is in an interesting position there with that one. Nade's going to come through. Timing will be bad for DPR, but he gets through okay. Texter wasn't quite ready for the shots. But he's at least got the info that KCG is now down on the lower. And Payne, well, he's not going to miss those.
Molotov forcing Gump away from double doors. But Tux is still here. A little decon, whiffy spray, but he's going to be able to bring that one back. As State opening up towards control side. And it's looking like the lower bomb site is open for business. But they still have a lot of T's here trying to get through vent. Oh, and Payne's going to be able to snatch one away. Hassie in a 1v4 angle and get past Ricky is going to be the first hurdle, but he'll trip.
Got another round with 4 guns alive. This is becoming more of a regular occurrence for Mindfreak. Got all the money in the world, so just dump all the pistols on the ground just for fun. Get yourself some upgrades. Could be a 9-3 half. Kind of feeling like it should be at this point. 3 Galils coming through for KZG. Very distinct lack of util as well, so tough one to navigate for KZG unless someone's going to be able to find a way to get an opening pick, and that has been quite a difficult task this half.
Big picks. Payne just taking the fight to him, and KZG unable to go toe-to-toe with him. 9 point health left. A well-placed grenade would do it, but as you can see, there is no utility at all left on KZG. It's all going to boil down to the timings, which Zuko will find one onto Tux. Get himself a little upgrade from the Galil back to the AK. And with a lot of control on the lower side, now the question is, how did KZG get the bomb down there?
Maybe not
like that.
through ramp room. Although Ricky, yeah, he's not going to be expecting Zuko at the bottom of the ramp. DPR's been spotted out. Should be traded. Is. And that'll be the bomb taken control of by Mindfreak. Zuko in with a chance, but not a very big one because he's gone elephant footing up the ramp and Texas waiting for him. 9-3 at halftime. Pretty straightforward first half there for Mindfreak. Did lose the pistol, went down 0 and 2. Also lost a anti-eco round, sort of half-buy round, but other than that, they won literally every gun round in that half, Max. So looked very clean actually from Mindfreak, and honestly, they may be disappointed with themselves if they don't actually get that one 12 and 0, because really that's kind of what it felt like it warranted almost.
Let's see if they can keep it up for the second half. Of course, getting that pistol and then following up. Got him a first couple of rounds. But here on the CT side, the pistol was not going well, but now it is. Good dink on the gun, down to 10 HP. He will get chased away. Nice little crossfire there from Heaven and Outers, and Tux with the bomb plant is going to be happy with that. But there is still a clutch on the horizon.
Well, let's see about that. KCG could go 2-2 from the pistols. A 5-second defuse. There's a kit involved, and that'll be the round done and dusted. So Tux now struggling for survival, gets away with 2 nice kills, but no more than that. I mean, in the end though, those 2 kills, extra $600, gets him up to 3.4k. So it's going to get him a lot more util.
What do we got here? Little Outers wall going to get thrown. Just to deny that information, KZG not going to go in front of the deep wall. And it's just an upper pop off the back of it. Zuko going to be burnt down slightly. Great layering of the flashes, allowing so much space to be taken on site. And just like that, the buy looks so good. KZG just going to be licking their wounds already, packing it up and going back to CT.
Well, that's unfortunate, because now you're really staring down the barrel of a pretty embarrassing defeat for KCG. You know, assuming you win both the pistol rounds, you probably want to be getting more than 4, but there's definitely a world where Mindfreak could just clean sweep it from here, the way that they're playing tonight. And that will be a bit of pill to swallow for KCG after a fairly unsuccessful weekend as well.
Terrorists win.
Let's see if KZG can hit back with a mixed bag, the force by themselves. Payne seems to have an inkling that there was that aggression towards Outers, so decides to create some space, get back to safety, and just give themselves their best opportunity at winning these long-range fights rather than going close range with the 5.7s. Ricky with the Mac-10. Ooh, doesn't quite catch that timing, but he will spot the info. Passy cross on a red. Uses the smokes to try and get the safety, but in a bit of a rough position here. Does have some space behind that Molotov just to live. And Tux aware. Still going to be able to find one, but that's about all he'll get.
Yeah, honestly, fair enough, really, from Mindfreak. Pretty happy with the proceedings thus far. Not necessarily going to overcommit with that bomb anywhere just yet. They'll send Ricky on a bit of a scouting mission here. He's got the Mac-10. He's expendable. Everyone else just freezing in place, waiting to see if any of the CTs are going to push. And there is indeed going to be a push. Timing on it, actually not looking too bad here for KCG, but pretty heads-up smoke from Mindfreak to sort of cut that angle off and allow them to work their way through Annex without being harassed in the back. So Luke is going to catch himself a cheeky timing there, but Ricky jumping Mac-10 is going to be too good for that one, and so DPR is going to have to hold on to that M4, which, might I say, is actually a pretty nice looking M4. Is that a Fnatic glitter or something?
No, Apex.
Apex glitter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It looks good. I
On
don't say that very often
Orion,
about
I
guns.
think. Yeah. I'm not a skin cell like a lot of the people out there. But since I've been here,
That one looks good.
I've been spending way too much time with Letty, and she just talks about skins all the time, so I'm accidentally learning.
Terrorists win.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that one gets a big tick in my book.
Yeah, looks good. Well, what do we got for round 16 here? Mindfreak starting to slightly build up the economy. KZG just with the 1M4 to try to cook. And if anyone can cook, it's probably DPR doing the heavy lifting so far for KZG. Hassie going for the Zeus approach, close up, in hut.
Yeah, not a particularly threatening looking round from KZG, but seen more with less in the previous half. Taking it slow though, Mindfreak, and that's pretty good to see. Don't want to be running into that M4 and a couple of players too quickly. Zuko's now been sorted out. Looks like Tuck's got a bit of a love tap there, but nothing really too concerning for Mindfreak as they'll continue to slowly creep their way forward. This is where DPR will have to strike, and he might just have the opportunity. Tuck's turned away for a second, but DPR couldn't capitalize on that timing, and that's where the dominoes are going to start to fall. Mindfreak are going to put this one to 12 now. It's going to mark a pretty clean first map for Mindfreak, you'd say.
Nope. Little hiccup there. Nice shot from Samix. And as he's still trying to utilize the Zeus, won't quite work out for him there. Samix coming out at heaven. More damage, but Tux will be saved by Gun. Much more one-sided than I kind of expected. I thought KZG would put up much more of a fight, but I guess they just didn't get that CT pistol, and they haven't really been given an opportunity to have more than one gun round. This is that next opportunity, and I don't think it's going to go very well. Mindfreak just seem to have all the confidence, all the momentum, and momentum goes a long way in these MR12 games of CS.
Yep. Well, DPR through the flash is actually going to get a kill onto Ricky, and the State's also found Texter, so Mindfreak have tried to throw something a little bit faster into the mix here, and it hasn't quite worked out. Fundamentals, at least there for KCG, that they're able to lock something like that down. However, there's going to be a lot more work to do than just this one round, so that one, alright, by the wayside pretty quickly for Mindfreak, but it's going to be just a small little speed bump, really. Got plenty of cash to buy back into it. We'll just consider that one water off a duck's back, really.
Let's see if they can get this 6th round. Start to change up that momentum. Upper pop, going to be somewhat faked. Smolly on the top of hut. Going to get some later information. Door sound made by Gump, drawing attention that direction as Tex is now going to try and make his way in towards Mini. Samix looking for the drop, but that smoke currently in the way. Ooh, Ricky's managed to make his way to warehouse, which could be an issue for KZG.
It's a lot of map control, and he's got a lot of options from this kind of a position as well. He can keep wrapping further into CT spawn. There's no one from KZG really there to stop him. They're kind of all on the A site. So it is good to see KCG getting active on A now, but yeah, they need to get that kill cleanly, and so it's nice that they have been able to do so. KCG, I think, recognizing that they've lost a fair bit of map control on outer, so they needed to do something.
Little group up and pump all the way through lobby, all the way back to ramp. Mindfreak, I thought they read it for a moment. I thought they were going to go back up top side, but without that pick, Ricky being dealt with. And Texas found one pick down towards lower. Good positioning from Samex. Just doubling up in the same spot. Able to trade. DPR cut him off at the pass and Tux down to 1v3. Time to plant. Space to do it too. And he's going to hear that drop into ramp side, but DPR too quick with the stick is going to be able to snatch Tux away and stop any chance of a clutch getting cooked. 6 on the board now for KZG.
Yeah, in saying that though, bomb plant is going to be nice for Mindfreak. Money for Texas, Tux, Gump just about there, but maybe not quite so much for Ricky and Payne, so probably just get the half investment here from Mindfreak. Pistol and armor, maybe a little quicker rush on the A site, something like that. See what they opt to go for. Payne has maybe over-invested there. Ricky's gone for a Nova. Don't know about that one. AK's getting tossed around. So, what is it to be here? Is it to be Hero AK backed up by pistols? Attack timeout for Mindfreak. They've got some thinking to do right now.
Yep.
I mean, look, if they take a save or like a half buy here, they just buy next round. And they have a really good round. So as long as they're sort of 2k plus, they'll be pretty okay. Gump's down to 1k.
Yeah, he is the sacrificial lamb, giving up the AK. Giving up his hard worked for economy. Team
Which
player.
is wild, considering he's 18 and 11.
Yeah. Look, I think G2 did it a couple of times. They gave the gun to Snacks instead of anyone else on the team. So crazier things have happened and it still works. Could it be because Texter had the front spawn, wanted to get towards that door line? I don't know if he's going to be able to make his way down vent, though. We'll try to get through on a timing, and there was less than a second for him to make that move, and it's worked. The State just looking away at the worst possible moment. Texter still trying to crack the upper side, but Hassie's here as well.
Well, the flood's going to start to come in, and Texter doing a really good job of keeping him at bay. If not finding kills, at least providing enough of a distraction for Mindfreak to actually sneak down into the vent. They'll get a bomb plant down. Payne's found the dropped AK as well, so honestly, KCG, I don't even know if they know that this is going to be a B hit just yet. They're expecting this still to be a plant on A, and they're trying to find that information, but they're losing players for it. Hassie's gone down. Super creeping in through Annex. Flash is going to come through too late, but Payne's got the job done anyway, and he is still buying time from DPR, who is missing all of his shots with the USB and the AWP now. Oh, dear. Okay, he's finally got the job done, but look at how far that bomb timer has ticked. This might end up being an unwinnable round for KZG. Some mooks. So only got to get the smoke down, but the P250 will finish it off. That was just a mess of a round from KZG, and Mindfreak take map 1.
DPR died to full damage. I think he went to go ramp and he dropped.
He jumped off. Yeah. I don't know if it would have made a difference though, Mac. Like, if he survives, think about how long it takes him to get down. Go down. Does he go down ramp? Does he go down
he
vent?
wouldn't have saved that defuse.
Either way, he's not getting there.